Okay.
Welcome. All right. Hey, let's do our sponsors. And then let's
you
get
do
in.
your sponsors, Bruce.
All right. Hey, thank you to Charleston Insurance,
K Construction,
Pancratz and Hodge,
Secure Store 50,
Newton Eagles,
and Anderson's.
All right.
All right, man. We're here.
We are
live.
here.
We're
live.
having a nice day. And before we get into
Yes,
this,
thank
we
you for
are
remembering.
drinking some lovely beers from Irrigation Ales. What are you drinking, Bruce?
It is a Republican River Basin
Kernza.
Kernza.
Yes,
Yeah,
and
like
I
that.
am drinking a Lovewell lager, and it's
Oh, yeah.
delicious. This guy's really interesting. I don't know if we've talked about him on the show or not.
No, we
Has
have
a little
not.
brewery in Cortland. He built it out of like old dairy farm equipment, which makes me feel really dumb because we like cleared out and got rid of all of our.
Well,
old
how
dairy
would
farm.
you know?
Yeah, but I mean, he made a brewery out of it, which is super
pretty
cool.
slick.
So anyway, if you're ever up in Cortland, tiny town, but a big cool brewery.
You know what else is fun about Cortland? Is the co-op sells furniture, and they're one of the top Ashley furniture places sales.
How
in the
do you
state.
know this?
Steve Hayes told me when he was around. He's
Okay.
like, Cortland, Kansas, they sell out of the co-op.
Okay, and I want to give some credit to who brought this beer. And I think
Okay,
that's
oh.
darn hard. Bruce, did you take the card?
No, I didn't know. It's behind the laptop.
Thanks. Sorry, guys, it's a disaster. I'm running the board because Joey's at convention. So this was brought to us by Steve and Susie Tangeman.
God bless
Nice,
them.
great people.
They
Live right on the
are.
border, North Newton.
Yeah, very sweet.
Yes, and I'm going to read this card because this was really nice and this
Okay.
touched me. And I was supposed
All right.
to share it with staff, so I'll just share
Yeah,
it with
okay.
everyone.
Staff.
Susie and I, 10 years ago, stopped in the Harvey County Fair and were touring the livestock barn and saw this guy standing there sweating and mentioned it was very warm. It was Bruce. He said he was selling subscriptions to a new weekly newspaper for Harvey County. Since we had just moved to Newton and I was raised in Newton, we decided it was a perfect opportunity to help him out. We have now enjoyed every weekly paper for the past 10 years. Thank you, Bruce and Joey and your team. Congrats on all your awards, Steve and Susie Tangeman. P.S. Beer Friday is a blast.
Oh, bless you.
Thank you,
Steve
Thank
and
you,
Susie.
Steve and Susie.
Yeah.
That was very, very kind.
That
And
was kind.
That brought back some memories.
Me too. Yes, it did. Yeah.
When I
Yeah.
almost walked away, I was like, no,
It
we're
was-
out. We're not doing this.
We had brand new white.
Brand new white t-shirts. So,
Newton House shirts.
Joey had this idea where we were going to just sell like 1 million subscriptions. Before we opened up, it was all good, and we didn't. We sold like 254 in total. Yeah, it was 2,000. It was 254.
We got 10% of the goal,
Yeah,
man.
but you know, something. So anyway, we go down, and we hadn't sold crap, and so they're like, well, we got to get to where the people are, and it was the Harvey County Fair. It's hard in hell. It was,
Hot.
yeah, it was nice. So we all were just sitting out there in the
On the
dust at our
asphalt.
sad little folding table with our sad little banner that said Newton Now, just trying to sell papers. No one knew what the hell we were talking about. We're like, yeah, we're starting a newspaper.
Yeah, no,
and they're like, well,
brother.
who are you? And then he'd mention the Hillsborough Free Press, and then you had the Marion County people who'd be in there and be like, oh, did you guys do that veterans book? You missed my dad.
Yeah, I know,
He
we're
went in there.
just on the
And
bitches.
So we got more complaints, I think, than we got subscriptions. But we got the Tangements, and that
Bless
was
their
awesome.
hearts.
But I was sitting there, and I was thinking, why? Because I had a cushy gig at my hometown paper. I left that, and I was like, why the hell
so
did
hot.
I do this? So that was one of the low points. That was more than 10 years ago.
More than
and
10
a
years
decade
ago. And
later,
here we are drinking beer on
and doing a
camera.
stupid video.
Yeah. It's all
This
right.
is much better than sitting out at the county fair.
I
will
agree
say
with you
that.
100%.
No, we
yes.
appreciated their business
We
for
did.
the fair guide.
Yeah.
So I'm not shit on
We
fair.
did. No,
Okay.
we did. It's
Yeah.
great. I
So-
got a couple things.
Okay.
We got a nice letter from, I'll just say her first name, Carolyn,
Uh-huh.
that loves Beer Friday. She said her and her husband just watch it every week and get a big kick out of it. I was going to tell her, 5 years we'll make money and we'll send you a shirt. But
Oh,
not
yeah,
until
we
then.
should. Yeah, not
Steve
until
and Susie, 5 years. We'll get you a shirt. But
And
not until then.
tied to it, I was looking through the videos. This is our 53rd video, which
Is
means
it?
we made it a year here.
We are
We have committed an entire year, you and
1
I, to
year
a project without getting bored.
Write
without
that down
quitting,
and mad
without
at each
throwing
other.
that away, without getting a huge fight. So yeah,
No,
this
it
is
is
a
a
huge,
big
huge
deal.
moment in our relationship.
It really is. And I love it so much.
Okay, enough with the celebration.
Yeah,
Anything
yeah.
going on with you this week?
Well, I don't have much, but I'm going to, before I get in 100 years ago today, I want to run this by you.
Okay.
You know her, probably not by name, I don't, but that short little Mennonite lady that works at Dillon's is always working so hard.
Oh yeah, she's.
I want to give her a shout out.
She is
She
awesome.
works her ass
She is
off,
a great
man.
person.
I
You
agree
should-
with
I
you.
wish I would know her name.
Me too. Anyway,
I see her every week. She's a
Me
really
too,
nice
and
lady.
she's always hustling and getting
You're
the
a
cards out.
You're a North Illins
Yeah,
guy. I'm a North Illins guy.
absolutely.
Shout out
Yeah.
to everyone over there.
I
in North
agree with you. They do
Yeah.
a great job.
Yeah.
Except the parking lot sucks to get out of when you've been drinking. That's all I'll say.
All right. So what's 100 years ago?
All right,
Paul
I got
Harvey.
three-
You're like Paul Harvey now. And now, page 2.
Ooh, I've got 3 that tickled me this week.
Okay.
Okay, so from Burton, Ed Havely bought a Peoria tractor this week.
I bet that became Caterpillar. That's where
It really
Caterpillar's
did. It
headquartered.
was. Yeah, that's
So
exactly.
good
so
job. That one's
Ed-
probably
Ed-
sitting in a pile somewhere still out by
It probably
Burton.
is.
You can scrap that.
Ed got that brand new.
Good job,
probably.
Ed.
Yeah, he did it. And from Sedgwick, a Good Roads meeting will be held Saturday night. So they had Good Roads meeting.
Well, there were
100
2
years-
parties. There was the Good Roads party, and then there was the Bad Roads party. And the Bad Roads party was always late to the meeting. 'cause
They were.
They hit potholes. And,
They
yeah.
did. And they were
It
always
was,
angry.
The logistics
Bad
was a
Roads
mess
people
for
were-
the Bad Roads
No,
party.
they were angry people.
They were mad people.
Yeah, and this is my favorite. This is from Halstead. Miss Edna Lane entertained her guests with a 42 party Monday evening.
What the heck's a 42
I looked
party?
it up. It's a dominoes game that was big in Texas, and people would have 42. It was called 42. They'd have parties, and they'd serve food and refreshments, and that's what it was. It was a big dominoes game.
Huh. I've never heard of that before.
I hadn't either. I had to look it up.
Well, you skipped over an actual bit of history
Well,
here.
but is it funny?
No. In this day in history, Thomas R. Marshall, they abbreviate Thomas, to save the 2 or 3 letters. Thomas R. Marshall, Vice President of the United States, was in Burton a few hours between transfers on trains. He didn't go talk to anybody, but they all came to the train
They
station.
had to go to the
and he's like,
depot.
hey,
Yeah, I know.
hanging out
Yeah.
here. So
Yeah, that one didn't tickle
there's
me
your
as much
history.
as Edna's
Whoever
did.
is Thomas. Leave in the let me know who he was president for. I guess I could just look it up.
You could, but yeah.
Anyway, yeah. So I have been on a history journey.
Yes, sir. Lay it
this
on
week.
me. Yeah.
So we are having our 10-year anniversary party August 23rd. It is
Be there.
The office is going to be open from noon till we have the permit till midnight. I'm probably going to show up around 6.
That's
7,
kind of my
5.
thing, yeah.
So if you want to come in,
I'm old. I may not make it
have
till
some
midnight.
refreshments,
Yeah.
hang out early in the day. Great, that works. And then the party, I think, really kind of gets going later in the evening. So we have a permit to make this a bar
Boom.
for one day.
For one day.
Because this building was a long-time bar.
Yeah.
I thought it'd be interesting to go back in the history.
Do
and
it.
Write about all of the bar stuff. So the issue here, I've made some bar progress.
Okay.
But I just went down to the register of deeds down the basement, which is really cool. I think they'd be overwhelmed if you all went to the register of deeds, but they have literally records of every single deed and transaction with
deed.
property going
Every
back to the
transaction.
beginning.
Yeah.
So I started researching this building. I was on book B. For context, the first book is book A. And for further context, then after the letters, they have hundreds of different other books. So
Right.
I was back at the beginning of the beginning.
Book
and
B.
chasing this down and figured out it was a drugstore beforehand. We actually had a murder victim drug in here through our front door because we
Yeah.
had a doctor in here at one time. And there was a shootout in the 1890s
There's a shoot.
on Main Street
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
Well, yeah.
Wild times
yeah,
here.
So check out the story, but it was just really fun.
Yeah.
But on an aside, and again, I don't know if people appreciate this or not, but I think it's really cool the fact that you have had people keeping track, and someone's job it was to organize every single
Isn't that
record.
cool? It
So,
really is.
You can just show up and be like, I want to know who owned this building or this property in 1875.
We got you.
And
We
then you
got
can
you
look
right
it up,
here.
which
Yeah.
is super, super cool.
It is
And then
cool.
I got some more information from the Harvey County Historical
Yeah.
Society, and they had some really cool records I was able to go through, and that's because some other people were like, no, we should save this history, and we should just put this all in these little books and do all this stuff, which was really cool. And
Yeah.
then I got more of the story because someone at the library goes through the obits of ancient
Right,
papers
I
and then
know.
puts obit
Isn't it?
entries,
Yeah.
who everyone's related to, and I was able to figure out all this other stuff. Yeah, it was... So anyway, props to the hundreds of people over the years who have put all of these little pieces of information together so that years and years and years later you can do research and
That's
you can
a
actually find
beautiful
stuff
thing.
on research. So that's
It
cool.
is.
And another thing, and because the lady at the Historic Society helped me out yesterday, I was like, I'm going to put in a plug for you.
Yeah.
They are having their fundraiser and an event this Saturday from 6 to 8 over by the Carnegie Library. I think it's 203 North Main Street.
Right, it
and
is,
they are
yeah.
doing a Hyde Park's reenactment.
Oh,
so that
far
was what
out.
set off the Bloody Newton period.
Do
there
it,
were 5
man.
people who were died, 3 were
Right.
injured.
It was a hell of a
and
deal,
I think
man.
They're still looking for local
Yeah.
actors in it, but they're going to do a reenactment starting at 7 of that shootout and talk about it, give all this information. There's going to be food, there's going to be children events, because, you know, what better children event than a shootout?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's going to be all of that, and it's a fundraiser. And so, yeah, if you're not
Check
going
it
to
out,
Saturday,
man.
maybe it won't be hot, but it probably will be. But you want to go check it out.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
I think that sounds fine.
So that's that. I guess I can get into the news. That's
I think
part
we
of
have,
the news.
I'm peeking over the edge here, and we have. I want to say hi to Jim and Morgan. We run into them, over at Applebee's. And
Oh, yeah, a
they're
couple
o-
days ago, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah, they're
yeah,
okay.
Jim and
They're
Morgan are
good
pretty
dudes,
awesome.
man.
Yeah, so shout out to them.
All right, go ahead, brother.
So,
Fill us in on the news.
Yeah.
Morgan's a big supporter. All I
Yeah,
want to
he's a
say.
solid
Go
guy.
ahead.
Okay,
Go
sorry.
ahead.
Hopping in on the news. What was I going to say? Now I lost my train of thought. News-wise, Wendy's working on a story about a cat crossing guard.
Oh, I've heard this. Yes.
And I hope she's got it pretty soon, because I want to get this. But there's apparently a cat over by one of the schools.
What's his name?
I don't
can't
know his
remember.
name. That's
his
why I
name
told
is
Wendy.
Lane.
Okay,
Lane
the cat's name is Lane. Lane the cat has become a celebrity because Lane sits there and he helps kids across the road. So he's like an honorary kitty crossing guard, which
Yeah.
I think is pretty awesome.
I do too.
And hopefully we'll have that story pretty soon. It's not breaking news that it's
All right,
fun.
I agree.
I was out at Prairie View. Roger Marshall took a tour of it today. There's nothing of interest to report there. Let's see. I'm trying to think of other stuff going on, big events. We talked about that. Is there any other big events going on this weekend?
I don't think so, man. I don't know.
No, there's a luau party at the
There's
Eagles.
a luau party at the Eagles. If you're an Eagle member or want to be, join us.
Yeah, you just gotta wear your
Luau
skirt
shirt,
and whatever.
hula skirt.
So let me. Yeah, I'm trying to think if there's any. There's no
Do
news
you want to
coming
talk
up.
about your cat real quick?
No, I don't.
Okay, all right.
don't.
I didn't know. I
Well,
like your cat.
The minute you talk about anything that's neat, then they're like, no, they don't have a permit.
Oh yeah, no.
No, so we don't want anyone loading up Shadow, who is a spectacular
No.
cat.
Leave him alone.
Leave alone the cat colonies. They're not hurting no one. No, so that's kind of what's going on this week. I'm trying
That's
to think.
a lot.
There's no big drama at the BOE meeting. There was no big drama. Oh, I mean, hopefully, and I thought the city was responsive on this. So they had
Yes.
a city meeting here Tuesday, and Ernie, who was on here a couple weeks ago,
Right, yeah.
with Mexican American
Right,
Fast
yes.
Pitch. Ernie talked, and he brought up a problem. So those bathrooms at Washington Park, Ernie was stuck plunging those all day long because
God,
there's about
man.
300 people that come to Washington Park,
Right.
and he opened the bathrooms at 8, and by 9 they were completely clogged, and then eventually they just had to lock them because of the issue. So he was just asking for some relief, that they would be fixed, cleaned out, and the city, to their credit, when they got the complaint, they looked at them, they found out that all of the drain outs, where you go and you roto-rooter them,
Right.
they had been buried for probably years. So they dug those out so they can clean them out. But it's not the city's job to clean them, it's the rec, because the agreement, Ernie said he had went to the rec multiple times. They told him it was fine. I don't know what's the case there. But the city said, we will make sure they're cleaned out for the next Mexican-American softball tournament. So I thought that was pretty solid.
I
on
did
the city.
too.
It was just a little
Good
tiny
job,
thing, not a
city.
big
Good
deal.
job,
but
Ernie.
it was nice to
Yeah.
hear they'd already looked at it once they got a
I
complaint.
agree.
So yeah, say some positive stuff.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah, but
We
with
need some
that,
positive stuff.
we can also quickly talk about what this weekend looks like. And we
Oh,
can
yeah,
talk
let's get into
about
the
what
weather.
the weather looks like.
Woo!
So,
I don't think you should.
no, and so, well, it doesn't really matter if you should or not, Sharon, who is our upcoming guest. Because
Sharon says she don't
my
hear about the weather.
graphic does not appear to be coming on screen. So it was working.
Is
it's
it
not.
hot?
No, it's hot. So the weather in August, breaking news, is hot. The heat indexes are supposed to be almost up to 105. Saturday, I think it's supposed to be 101. We're going to have maybe 97, 98. I could just be making this up, but I don't think I am.
I don't think you are. I think you
97,
sound pretty
98
confident in what you're doing.
Confidence is key on Sunday, and then we should have some showers and some relief on Sunday. So sorry I didn't have that
Boom.
really sweet
No,
little
that's all
graphic
right.
working, but so it goes. So anyway, we are going to run to a break. and
Let's
then
take a break.
We will bring Sharon Entz with Crust and Crumb
Yay!
on shortly. So
Okay,
very excited.
deal.
So here we
All right.
go.
Oh, there we are.
We had a little intro there. So hello, Sharon.
Hi there.
Welcome.
Nice
And
to be here.
Sharon, Entz, Crust, and Crumb. And if people aren't familiar with Crust and Crumb, tell them a little bit about what you do.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of a crazy business, artisan bakery, artisan, sourdoughs, baguettes, and croissants and whatnot. But I'm only
And
open
Queen of
on-
Mons.
And
Don't
Queen of
forget the
Mons.
Queen of Mons.
But I'm only open Saturday mornings, and I'm really hard to find.
I like how hard you are to find. I feel like I'm going to some cool club or some
And that's the way it should
speakeasy.
be. That's some marketing
Or there's
right
some
there,
weird little
man.
drug dealer. Like, where are you getting your bread, man? Well, you gotta go in this alley here, and then you gotta wait in line, and it's a rough crowd. You gotta kind of elbow and fight to get in line here. Then she's got the hookup, but it's cool. So it's where's the exact address if you're trying to tell someone how to get there?
I say 507B North Main, back alley with it. And when we're open, the 10-foot by 10-foot garage door is open.
Open.
Yeah, and
It
it's
is
like
open.
that parking lot kind of by what, Union?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, it is.
So
Yeah.
that's how I always
I
find it.
used to stay right in front of the Midland State Bank
But now it's
ATM, but now
the
I
Union
changed.
change
State
it all,
Bank.
you know?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
everything changes all the
Yeah.
time.
All
And
the time.
this is a
Don't you
cool-
go changing.
This is a question I'm sure you hear all the time, and I hear it too. And I really respect the answer from you, or I've heard before. But why, you've got really good food, you've got a lot of customers, you always have a line. Why just Saturday morning and not have a little running bakery?
Well, okay, the thing is that to make 10 loaves of bread and to make 50 loaves of bread, it roughly takes the exact same amount of time.
Yeah.
So I would only be able to sell 10 loaves of bread on Wednesday,
Yeah.
but I can sell 50 on Saturday. So it's kind of just making it worth my time.
I
Or
never really
making
thought of it that way.
Like just consolidating.
Yeah, so you're
it's-
not having to hang out at the bakery the
Yeah.
whole week and
Right.
just sell a
Burning
few. You
time
can just
and-
have
yeah.
one big
Yeah, and which makes my Fridays and Friday nights and Saturday mornings hard. But we,
Yeah.
But
we
then it's over,
prepare
right?
it. But then it's over,
Yeah.
and then it's
So
the
what
weekend.
does your week look like? So are there certain days where you're just going like crazy? Like how does that look?
We work Tuesday through Friday, 6 a.m. to noon, and then Friday nights. If we're going to farmers market, Friday nights start at 11 p.m. But now that we're just only at the bakery, they start at 3 a.m.
So they start at 11 p.m. and then you work through the night and then show up to the farmers market.
Yeah,
That's
but I do
that's
have,
like a weirder schedule than we have.
I know,
We
it
have a
is.
weird schedule, but
That's wild.
Yeah, which I do hire people to help us out.
Yeah.
This summer I hired all teachers or educators, and so they are now all back in school with their kids, and now we're just at the bakery selling on Saturday mornings.
Okay.
nice. And how did you get into baking?
Oh, so okay. I dreamt about it when I was a little girl. I was like, I want to be a baker when I grow up.
Really?
And but then I decided to go to K-State, and I toured the milling science area, and I decided to go in milling science, and then I was a flour miller for 10 years.
Oh wow.
And then I decided to stay here in my home, which was Peabody, but Newton, Peabody, all the same
right.
thing. I decided to stay here, and I was like, well, what am I going to do with myself? And I remembered that little dream, and I decided to start a bakery in my garage, actually.
Nice.
And you all were talking about how you started out
Yeah.
advertising.
I
want to
hear your starting story.
Yeah.
What's your
fill
origin
us
story?
in.
A little bit of a few memories from back then is I was when I started out I did grocery. I sold at grocery stores because
Okay.
I didn't really want to talk to people, and frankly, and
I don't blame you.
and so I started selling at grocery stores, but grocery stores always like you to come in and demo your products.
Yeah.
Which is great. And so I was selling at Dillon's in Wichita, a few of the Dillon stores in Wichita. and I would go there and demo, and people were like, I would go there when it was busiest, like Saturday afternoons, and people would come in there and it'd be busy, and people would be all frazzled, running around, and they'd look at me and go, "Where's the real bread?"
Don't you give me this homemade, hand-milled sourdough crap. I want that white bread. I don't want my bread to taste like bread. I want sugar, and I want it white, and I want it now. Where the hell is the wonder bread?
Fine.
You damn hippie, go home.
Yep.
Where's the real
So,
bread?
needless to say, I no longer sell in grocery
Oh my
stores.
god.
They don't deserve it.
So I will tell a similar not mortifying, but story where I had a similar frustration. And I will say my mom was always my biggest fan. She kept every single paper I was ever published in. My mom was so supportive and wonderful. But when I was starting out, my mom was talking about an article I was working on. And she said she saw it in the paper. And she had read it in the paper. And she was like, you did a really good job. And I was like, yeah. And she's like, and I mean, that was a really big issue. I even saw it on the news. And I'm like, I am the news. Sorry. Mother!
Come on, Mom.
But I mean, it was totally innocent. We always watched TV news. And I was like, but I was just this. And then we saw it on the news. And I was like, come on, Mom.
Come on.
But I feel you when they asked where the real bread was.
Yeah.
But,
So did you have an easy bake oven when you were little?
No.
You didn't really?
No. I grew up on a farm, and we didn't do 4-H or anything. We just had to work and
that was
feel.
exactly.
That's beautiful.
I
Me
tried
either.
to do,
I
I wanted
know.
to do 4-H. Dad's like, why the hell? We got plenty of damn chores
Yeah.
here. Why the
agree
hell
with
would
you,
you do 4-H? I'll
Like,
put
why
you to
aren't
work if you want
4-H?
more
Well,
work.
you go talk to my dad about that. Yeah. Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
So
what you guys farm? Did you farm wheat?
yeah, wheat, Milo, cattle,
Yep.
pigs, all
That's
Did your
beautiful.
mom
Basic.
make bread?
Oh, yes. My mother had a garden and chickens and a
Oh,
milk cow.
man.
We didn't really go to the store. We made everything from scratch, which is why I do what I do.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, and that was how it was too. Like, I always thought it was funny because, like, growing up, we had like a sustenance garden where we had all the tomatoes, all the potatoes. We kept stuff over the winter. We canned, jarred this, that, other, and we had the milk from our cows. We had a dairy farm. We ground our all this stuff, and then we just felt we did it because we were poor. It was like, which isn't accurate because we didn't have a lot of money, but we had resources. We had land.
yeah.
There's different ideas of poor.
Yeah.
We had all the I always felt like we were poor as kids, basically. And then now as an adult, you watch how people it's only the rich people who afford to eat that way.
Yeah.
The locally grown this, the locally, and it became a big trend. And then during the pandemic, everyone got into the sourdough bread thing too. But everyone was jarring, everyone was doing this, everyone was starting their own gardens, and I was like, we just kind of did this because we didn't have a whole lot. That's what we had
I
to
feel
do.
like we did it that way because that's what all of our ancestors
Yeah.
did.
Absolutely.
We
Yeah,
knew how to
right.
take care of ourselves, and it
Yeah.
got passed down. But that's a big, valuable thing too. Just the fact that you have someone to pass down that knowledge.
Yeah.
But yeah.
That's great.
So, what's your favorite bread, pastry, whatever? You have to have one where you're like, oh my gosh, this is the best thing I've ever made. What's your favorite?
If I'm gonna take something home to eat, it's gonna be a jalapeno ham and cheese and a morning bun. That's what I'm gonna take home.
I like both of those. I
Yeah.
think both of those are good. Do you prefer making bread or do you prefer making the pastries more? I'm saying it wrong. Am I saying pastries? Is it patisserie? What is the right
I
term?
don't use the fancy
I
term.
want to be
People-
fancy though. If I
people
was trying to be
who-
fancy, describing
who
your fancy food.
speak French and they come in and they pronounce the
The
things.
croissant?
Yeah. When they do that, I get really nervous because number one, I know
one
I'm
of
not
us.
pronouncing it right, and number two, I'm just like, oh, I hope I did it right.
So that's your favorite, but
Well, yeah. What's my favorite thing to make? I don't know. Bread, pastry. It's hard to tell. I'm really glad. I really love making sweets, but I don't eat a lot of sweets. It's pretty special that I get to make hundreds of sweets every single week, and people come and buy them. I mean,
especially the
I feel
Babka
like I'm
wheels.
living the dream.
We watch for the Babka weeks.
Oh, the Babka.
I feel like is your Babka one of your more popular ones? Is it just Sam and I, my wife and I?
It's fairly popular, but we can only. I mean, those babkas, I can make. I
Gotta be
will-
a pain to
yeah,
make.
they're kind of hard to make, and I can only make so and so many of them. I think over Christmas we made 60 or so, and
Yeah.
that's a record. I don't think we'll ever make more than that.
Yeah, and you've got a lot of machinery, because here's what I'm always interested in. Because, like, I'm a poor home baker. Like, I know how to bake. I've learned from my mom. I got really into it during the pandemic. And, you know, I've continued to bake and all of this. How do you get the layers so well? Do you have machines that help with that? Because your croissants are, like, amazing.
I did not start out with machines.
Yes.
I started out doing it by hand.
Yeah, and the
like
folds.
Pounding the butter.
Yeah.
And then rolling. You just put the butter in between a big layer of dough and encase it, and then you roll it out and fold it.
Did you
so
do
you
the
get
book
12
folds,
layers.
or did you have special? What was your
I
go-to?
do some bulk folds, and I do some cutting and stacking.
I only know that because I watched the Great British
Yeah,
Bake
yeah,
Off.
yeah. But I do have a machine that does it. It's called a reversible sheeter, and it's basically a rolling pin that's on a conveyor belt that goes back and forth. So, and I can change the aperture of the rolling pin from like this thick to paper thin.
Okay, I'm going to ask another question. Sorry, I guess.
No, you're good. You're good.
So you are making these really intensive, like, technique-heavy things that you sell.
Yeah, that's the most fun.
I know, it's the most fun, and it's amazing. But
and sometimes it doesn't work out.
Where did you learn?
FYI.
Because you don't learn that at milling school, right? Like, where did you learn to do this stuff?
Okay, I mean, really, all of the pastries, I'm winging it.
You're winging it?
I'm completely winging it. I have had
So,
no professional
You have
training.
you didn't work. I thought for some reason you worked in a bakery in California or something. There was like some work. No.
Okay, for sourdoughs, I didn't think I was going to do the pastry. I thought I was just going to do sourdoughs. But then I realized, I mean, you know, how people are gluten-free, and they come up and they're like, do you have any gluten-free bread? And I say, no.
No.
How would it rise?
And they say, okay, I'll just get a pastry.
Yeah.
So,
But doesn't a pastry also have gluten in it because it's made with
but
flour?
it doesn't matter if it's a pastry.
Okay. It's all right.
But so I went and I took a month's worth of classes at San Francisco Baking Institute, and then I did 2 months of a internship at Madison Sourdough in Madison, Wisconsin. And so I learned. I feel like I've been trained on sourdough, and I do pretty good at that. But the pastries,
just
like the
winging
croissants,
it.
I learned how to do it. I've definitely had help.
Everyone watching
Along the
this,
way.
you should just feel ashamed about your bake because she started where you're at. I
boy.
can't get it to work out, but she can. So it's not just hard. It's you.
Well, you know, I mean, I've made thousands of croissants that really, those first years, they really weren't any good. But I've gotten better over the years. So just make a couple of thousand croissants, and then you'll be good.
How much flour do you go through a week?
Okay.
Let's put this context, this operation.
Well, it depends. If it's just this week, probably 5 50-pound bags of flour.
Okay, so
I'm
250
guessing.
pounds of flour.
Yeah. I mean, the real more interesting question is how many pounds of butter do I go through?
Okay, I will ask a better question. Okay. How many pounds of butter? How many pounds of butter? What's the butter to flour ratio here?
Let me see. This week I made 6 books of croissant, and there's 3.5 butters per book. So.
And when you say a butter, do you mean a pound of butter? Or do you mean a stick
pound,
of butter?
a pound of butter.
So 3.5 per book. So we're at 18, 19.5 pounds.
Yeah. Plus the pies were 4 butters.
Okay.
So 20, 25 pounds of butter a week.
That's
for
a lot better,
Angela.
man. Yeah. You should get yourself a little
250
cow.
pounds of flour, 25 pounds of
You should
butter.
get yourself a little cow, and you can graze
A
it
little
around
cow.
town, and then you can get your
Not a big cow,
butter
just a
from
little
just a
cow.
little mini cow. That's amazing. That's amazing.
That is amazing.
How do you come up with some of the recipes and stuff you try? Because you try a lot of different stuff. It always changes. It mixes up. There's all kinds of like sweet vegetable combinations. There's all kinds of stuff going on. How do you come up with that?
I used to be a lot more adventurous. Like right now it's peach season, and I'm just doing
peach stuff.
pies.
Yeah.
Plain Jane peach, because you can't make that better.
Oh.
But I don't know. We got pizzas on the menu for tomorrow, and we have, I mean, I think the vegetarian pizza is going to be really good. Zucchini, mushroom, bell pepper, and Gruyere cheese.
Ooh,
I mean,
that sounds really
it's
good.
really good.
So,
I think so.
Can you give us a hint of what else on the menu? Because my wife's probably watching this right now and she's waiting.
Well, there are 2 other pizzas.
Okay.
Both with one's going to be sausage and ham and green chili, and the other one is sausage, ham, and mushroom.
That sounds really
Okay.
good.
Yeah.
So I think those will be really good.
Yeah.
Sold.
But peach pies, caramel, Danish,
Ooh.
and then everything else is kind of plain Jane.
Plain Jane, as in
I mean-
homemade artisanal sourdough.
Right. Bing.
But-
Boom.
So what about your starter? I don't know if I'm going on too much of these baking questions. I just wanted to ask this for a while. So, like, do you have a singular starter? Do you have, like, 12 different starters? What's your starter story?
I used to keep a separate rye starter, but I don't make enough rye to make it worth my
Yeah.
time. But we do always keep our regular starter refreshed, and it is now 11 and a half years old, maybe probably about 12 years old.
Wow, that's impressive.
But-
So your fermenting set of yeast is older than our newspaper.
There you
So
go.
there you
Can
go.
you
Yeah,
imagine?
just a little
Well,
bit.
Can you
Maybe
imagine,
we'll catch
Adam?
up with the yeast. I don't know. But,
The yeast is beating us, Adam.
well, the yeast has years of evolutionary advantage here.
I guess so.
I mean, if I just had to hang in a jar and occasionally get fed sugar on occasion, and
You'd
whatever,
probably be okay.
Is that what you do? You feed
And
it sugar, or what do
no,
you feed it?
starch. Like,
Okay.
I mean, if you make a sourdough starter, you put the starter in there and you put water and flour in there, and the yeasts consume the starches and turns them into alcohols. And when the alcohol content gets too
Kills
heavy
the
in there,
yeast.
it kills the yeast. So you have to keep on giving it more starches.
I mean, if you don't want beer,
Well, okay,
Right.
yes.
Yeah.
Well,
you're not making beer.
I'm not. I don't know if I have that skill set.
That's fair. Other things. Any other little things about the business? What's a fact someone like you find interesting that people stand on the outside at Crust and Crumb might not think about or know? It's like some,
Fact. A
some
baking
inside
fact.
know-ledge. You don't have to share your secrets, but what's like a
Oh,
little?
I
fun
don't
fact?
have any secrets. It's not. I mean, the bread that I make, there are only 3 ingredients: flour, and salt. If you'd look at my recipe sheet, it'd be like, what am I gonna do here?
Yeah.
It's water, flour, and salt. That's
Yeah.
it. So there aren't secrets to baking. It's just, I mean, yeah, there are, but it's, it just is lots of experience.
That's really interesting.
Like,
Yeah.
you have to shape thousands of loaves to get
Oh.
to be good at.
How big are your
shaping.
arms? Do you have like huge muscles?
I used to have big muscles.
Oh, you have
but I don't-
machines now.
I don't. I have machines now, but you should see Amanda, my coworker. She has really big muscles.
Because, like, God, that's a lot of, like, that's my least favorite part about making bread is the whole, like, kneading.
Yeah,
part.
I use the mixer. It's really
Yeah.
hard on your hands.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
you got to save that for typing, probably.
Yeah, my typing. Oh, I can't. Oh, we
He's got
zoomed
muscles
Hold
in his
on, our
fingers.
camera's zoomed in here because I'm doing hand stuff. We're good. But anyway, yeah, I guess that makes sense. No, I would work up a sweat like kneading bread, and I felt like, do I really need to eat this bread now? If I am out of breath for making this bread, maybe this is a sign that I need less bread in my life. Okay, I'm just gonna keep asking questions because I'm interested. I'm sorry, I'm just grilling you here. But like in your everyday life, you make yourself some sourdough. You cut yourself a slice. What do you put on your sourdough? Do you eat it straight?
Oh man,
What do
right
you
now
put on
it's
it?
tomato season. Oh, tomato sandwiches. Oh, they're the best.
Do you go straight tomato, or do you put like little dukes or some mayonnaise on it? What
Yes,
do you do?
I
Tell me.
see. I mean, I grew up with butter, and yes, butter is great, but mayonnaise gruels.
I always have to
I
have
agree.
Dukes.
Dukes
if I'm doing
mayonnaise.
tomato sandwiches, I think Dukes is superior.
Dukes is the best.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
my
really.
thought. Some people are Hellmann's. some
No,
people
I'm
are-
in agreement with
I'm
Adam
in
on
agreement.
this,
I
yeah.
used to haul Dukes when I go to
I'm
the
team
south. Because you
Dukes.
used to not be able to get it up north, but I would haul Dukes when I
But
go
can
to
you
Florida.
get Dukes in Newton?
Yes, you
Walmart
can.
and
And
Dillon's.
Dillon's both.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna have to
Give it
look
a
for it. I have
shot.
to give it a little taste test.
Do it.
I've done some sandwich making classes at the library, and Dukes has not come up.
Well, I'll call Carrie on that one. I got
Yeah.
it. I'm on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually,
What the
that was
heck?
the last
Get
time I
Dukes,
had
Carrie.
this sourdough was I cut it up in little pieces, and then I had some tomatoes I'd grown on the farm, and I had cut those up, salt and peppered them, and made a little caprese salad with some mozzarella, and I grabbed some basil from the Hodges and made a little caprese salad, and then I had that on the bread, and then I made some oil and balsamic vinegar. Oh my God, that is the best.
That is
so
the best.
that's your thing, and you make focaccia sometimes too.
Oh yeah, every week.
Focaccia.
Every week. Oh, this week we're doing pesto focaccia.
Ooh, that would make a good sandwich.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So your go-to is tomatoes in the summer.
Oh yeah.
No.
But in spring is radish sandwiches.
Oh my
Oh
God.
my God.
But I use butter on the radish sandwiches.
Oh, I always do cream cheese.
Oh,
I like
that'd be
I like
delicious.
to grow the radishes. I cut them thin, cream cheese, and then I put a little pepper on them.
Oh, pepper.
And I just eat them open face. That's how my mom always ate them.
Oh
and
yeah.
like,
Open face sandwiches are so good.
yeah.
That's the way to go.
I
Because
appreciate it. No one else eats radish sandwiches. I always tell people that sound like a weirdo.
yeah. Uh-huh.
No,
They
I
can
love
they
radish
can leave
sandwiches.
the radishes to us.
There you go. Radishes are a great thing to grow in your garden, and they only take like 30 days.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they do. They're
Yeah.
good.
What else? Anything else? We just talked to you about bread. Anything outside of bread that you want to talk about?
Well, this beer is fantastic.
Yes.
I just want to say that.
Good.
That's amazing.
It is good beer.
Speaking of beer, when you walked in, what'd you ask for?
Oh yes, I was thinking we should have some ham.
I know,
I mean-
and I was like, God, we failed her, Adam.
There's
We didn't have
hams,
any
there's
hams.
all over the place.
I know. In
Well,
this
no,
place.
people who go on here don't want hams, or our audience that isn't here today, like they
They make
poo-poo
fun of
hams.
us.
Hams was the beer refreshing. When I was in college, I could pay $5 for a sixer or whatever it was. It was
It
probably
was-
like $1 when you were in
I
college.
tell everybody that it was the official beer of the Kansas City
Yeah,
Royals.
it was great.
Hams was, yes, that
Oh,
was my
my word.
trivia by that. That's all I
Okay,
know.
okay.
That's my only Hams fact that I know.
That's how I think beer, just in a generic beer, that is what beer tastes to me, is like
I
hams.
agree, it should. Yes,
So,
I'm with you.
Another question, why sourdough and not just like regular bread?
Oh, well, that's a good question.
I didn't mean to put you on the spot.
Sourdough. I mean, there's really nothing special about sourdough. It's all yeast.
Yeah.
But long fermented bread is much more healthy for you than short fermented bread. And you can make a sourdough that has that punchy, like sourdough flavor, or you can make sourdough that just tastes like regular
Yeah.
bread. And that's more of what I do. I do have some of the
Yeah. The more
just
funky...
based on your hydration of your pre-ferment.
Okay. That's interesting. I guess it's more complex taste than just...
Yeah,
I didn't mean to
and
say
then-
regular bread, like sourdough isn't regular bread, but you say sourdough.
Yeah, my baguettes and ciabattas are
No,
not
they are
sourdough.
not.
They
They are
are
not.
a yeasted pre-ferment,
Yeah.
but it's still long fermented, so it's really all the same.
Thank you for indulging me all of these questions that I wanted to know. One more,
One more.
and then we can be done, and I can stop grilling you on bread stuff, unless Bruce has some questions.
I don't, I'm done, Adam.
So, here, I don't know if you want to say this or not. So, you've got a bread cutting machine in the building. Mm-hmm. I have been there, and there have been lines, and these lines are going around the
And
block.
the people are asking
And
you for to slice
everyone
the
is
bread.
trying to throw you cash, throw you checks, throw you this, that, and you're just like, throw the money on the counter. We need to move on. Let's get this moving here. And then someone's like, would you run my loaf of bread through the cutter? And my wife wants to fight these people. Like, she wants to physically fight. And I'm like, Sam, it is an 82-year-old man. You need to calm down. It's holding up the line. So,
It does. Sometimes we pre-slice them just so we're ready for them, but then they don't show up, so we quit pre-slicing them, but we do sometimes have some pre-slice.
Because
so.
I will say, I have had to purchase a special knife to cut the
Oh,
sourdough
you have a
loaves.
special knife?
Well, yes, I have a sourdough knife, or it was marketed as sourdough knife. It looks
Okay.
like a normal serrated kind of knife, but it was marketed as a sourdough knife. But I also know someone who has, it's like a, I'll draw you a little picture. It's like a little bow here.
Yeah,
It's like a freaking saw that you just
Those
like,
look really awkward
Yeah.
when people are cutting them. They
they
might
think
work
they
good.
work.
I
but-
also have seen cutters that are like a big
but
knife
that would,
comes
that
down.
would just smush it, wouldn't it?
Well, that's why it's crusty.
Yeah, that's true. Because like Sam bought me it because like I was trying to cut one day and I was like, I can't get through it. I'm gonna cut my finger
rough.
off. And
It's rough.
but it's good crust. I really like the crust.
Yeah.
I wasn't complaining.
I like cutting it in half long ways
Uh-huh.
and then putting it on its side
Okay.
and then cutting it, so you have the loaf here.
Yeah.
And you cut it down the middle.
Yeah.
And then you can take one side and put it on the half. And I find it's easier to cut.
So you heard that. That's how you should cut your sourdough. cut it half.
If I had a little,
Yeah.
I could make you a diagram, but I
Okay.
don't.
Are you doing the sandwich class anytime soon?
Sandwich class. There is an upcoming class at the library. I think we're gonna do like books and eats like that go together. So I'll be doing it in conjunction with Dan, and we're gonna.
Are they going to read sourdough?
I think that there's just books that are like talk about bread.
Well, why wouldn't they
and
read sourdough, though? That would be a good book
Oh, there's
to go with it. Yes, it's about a woman who has a sourdough starter. And
Okay.
Like, it's a whole thing where she passed the starter around. It's like it's a thing.
Oh, okay, okay.
Anyway, library. Check out sourdough. Good book. But I think I've hit about everything. What else? Is there something you want to promote? Something you want to say is going on? Like, you good?
We're good. We're good.
Okay. Well, cool. Well, hey, Sharon. Thank you so
Thank
much
you
for
so
coming
much.
on. Thank you for
This
letting me
was
ask
so
you
much
a
fun.
million
Everybody
questions.
should come to Bear Friday.
Yeah, thank you. They should.
No, well, thanks for coming on, and everybody have a good week and be
Have
kind.
a good week. Be kind.
Enjoy your bread
Enjoy your bread. And Duke's mayonnaise.
and Duke's mayonnaise and tomatoes.